The phenomenon known as Squid Game is not merely a television series. It is a visceral, neon-drenched autopsy of the modern capitalist soul, performed in the middle of a playground that has been converted into a slaughterhouse. When it arrived on Netflix in 2021, it did not just capture the audience's attention. It seized the global consciousness by the throat, forcing us to look into a mirror that reflected our most desperate impulses. To understand this masterpiece, one must look past the simple mechanics of its survival games and instead examine the intricate, blood-stained tapestry of human emotion, social commentary, and visual irony that Hwang Dong-hyuk spent a decade weaving. The story begins in the gutters of Seoul, where we find Ji-yeon, a man whose life has become a series of losing bets. He is a protagonist who is deeply flawed, yet painfully relatable, representing the millions of people who find themselves drowning in debt while the world moves forward without them. His journey into the game starts not with a kidnapping, but with a choice made in the cold light of a subway station while playing a simple game of Didachi. This is the first of many psychological traps the show sets. It highlights the illusion of agency. The players are told they are there by choice, but when the alternative is a slow, agonizing death in the real world, the choice is nothing more than a cruel formality. The visual language of Squid Game is perhaps its most striking achievement. The world of the game is painted in the colors of a nursery school: pinks, mint greens, and bright yellows. This aesthetic choice creates a sickening dissonance. When 456 people in identical green tracksuits stand before a giant, robotic doll in a field of artificial grass, the scale of the tragedy is magnified by the childishness of the setting. The red light, green light sequence serves as the ultimate introduction to this horror. It takes a universal memory of childhood innocence and perverts it into a mechanical execution. The doll's giant, spinning eyes are the eyes of a cold, indifferent system that judges based on a single, binary rule: move and you die, stay still and you survive. This simplicity is where the terror lives. As the narrative progresses, we are introduced to a gallery of souls that represent different facets of the human condition under pressure. Cho Sang-woo, the genius of the neighborhood who graduated from a prestigious university, represents the cold pragmatism of the elite. His descent from a respected businessman to a man willing to push his allies to their deaths is a chilling commentary on the meritocracy of our modern world. In contrast, Kang Se-byuk, the North Korean defector, brings a quiet, lethal dignity to the screen. Her motivation is not greed, but the fundamental human desire to reunite a broken family. Through her, the show explores the plight of the outsider and the invisible walls that society builds around those it deems other. The middle chapters of the series, particularly the Ji-yeon episode involving the game of marbles, are where Squid Game transcends the genre of death game and becomes a profound tragedy. In the sunset-hued fake neighborhood of the marble game, the characters are forced to betray the people they have come to trust most. We see the crumbling of the last vestiges of morality. The scene between Ji-yeon and the elderly Oh Il-nam is a masterclass in emotional manipulation and philosophical inquiry. It asks the audience a devastating question: is there truly such a thing as a fair game when the stakes are life itself? The betrayal of the innocent Ali by the calculating Sang-woo remains one of the most heartbreaking moments in television history, illustrating how the system rewards the most ruthless while punishing the kind-hearted. The design of the facility itself, the M.C. Escher-inspired staircases painted in candy-coated pink, serves as a metaphor for the labyrinth of modern society. The guards, masked with circles, triangles, and squares, are stripped of their humanity, becoming mere cogs in the machine. They are as much prisoners of the system as the players are, bound by a hierarchy that demands total obedience and the erasure of the self. The masks do more than hide faces. They symbolize the roles we are forced to play in a corporate hierarchy where the individual is secondary to the function they perform. The arrival of the VIPs in the final acts adds another layer of disgust to the proceedings. These masked billionaires, who watch the suffering of the poor for sport, are the ultimate personification of the wealth gap. Their boredom is the fuel for the player's agony. By framing the games as a show for the ultra-rich, Squid Game turns the lens back on us, the viewers. Are we not also sitting in our comfortable homes, watching these characters suffer for our entertainment? The meta-commentary is biting and intentional. It suggests that the line between the VIPs and the Netflix audience is thinner than we would like to admit. In the final confrontation between Ji-yeon and Sang-woo, the Squid Game of their childhood is played out in the mud and the pouring rain. The transition from the high-tech, controlled environment of the earlier games to this primal, animalistic struggle is powerful. It strips away the pretense of fairness and reveals the game for what it always was, a fight for survival in a world that has run out of empathy. Ji-yeon's victory is hollow. He returns to a world that is just as cold and lonely as the one he left, now burdened with a fortune built on the corpses of his friends. The ending of the series is a defiant rejection of the status quo. Ji-yeon's decision to turn away from his flight to see his daughter, opting instead to seek revenge or justice against the creators of the game, marks his transformation from a victim into a disruptor. His dyed red hair in the final scenes is a visual signal of his rage and his rebirth. He is no longer the man who begs for a second chance. He is the man who will burn the playground down. Squid Game succeeded because it spoke a universal language of anxiety. Whether in Seoul, New York, or London, the fear of being left behind and the crushing weight of debt are modern ghosts that haunt us all. The show took the colorful facade of our childhoods and peeled it back to reveal the gears of a machine that grinds human lives into profit. It is a haunting, beautiful, and deeply violent exploration of what it means to be human when the world has decided that your life is worth nothing more than a number on a green tracksuit.